Welcome back. It's the Muzzle Break Podcast. I'm Josh, your host, and with me, returned from the dead, from the Circle Jerk cruise, Brian, the man, the myth, the legend. How was the cruise?
It was cool seeing my buddies. The cruise sucked. Well, the boat sucked. Just very low maintenance cruise. Just didn't,
What was the age demographic on it? Retirees, lots of
some are retirees,
old people.
Yeah, some old people, some young people. I didn't see a lot of kids. Actually, I take that back because there was two different pools. One pool was only for adults, and the other pool was only for, well, I wouldn't say only, but children could swim in this pool.
Non-people.
And then the one pool was just filled with puke. Because some guy puked in it. Yeah. Some drunk dude puked in it. And they never reopened the pool. No. It was like
a hot tub?
No, it was bigger than that. It was probably from here to the wall.
Oh, so it's kind of a small one. But he was just like,
I was like laying, we were all just chilling by the pool, and everyone started jumping out of the pool. And the funny thing was, everyone got out of the pool, and this guy was at a bar, didn't know what was going on. And he comes down, he's like, wow, nobody's in the pool. And he just dives in. And we're like, the whole cruise is like, no! And he looks over at the last second, and they're like, what? Like, dude just blew chunks in the pool.
He had Margaritaville all over all over floating in the. So he had a cheeseburger in paradise was in the.
It was nasty.
Jimmy Buffett just hurled in the over there.
I don't recommend.
Margaritaville cruises. Brian wants a refund.
Yeah.
Please send him his money back. He was very, very disappointed in your customer service. So, yeah. So, well, that's a shame. Did you do anything fun or see anything fun when you were down there? We went to the
Bahamas and we rented scooters, and we just kind of drove around from beach to beach or whatever. My one buddy wrecked the scooter, drove right into a metal pole.
It's hilarious.
But the beaches were nice.
Yeah. Were they covered in crap? Like, I've been in Haiti, and even the beaches are they just Walmart bags everywhere, just garbage all over the place.
Because there was hotels nearby, I think they try to
clean it up.
Yeah. But I'm sure on the island somewhere where some, beach that really doesn't get used is probably, but the homes and the poverty is
Yeah. You guys are all having fun, on vacation. These
guys are sweating their dicks off.
Please, a bowl of rice. Can I have a bowl of rice? Yeah, I mean that's the American Caribbean is it is definitely a beautiful area, but as soon as you look down at your feet, you're like, good God, this is a dump. Most everywhere you go in the American Caribbean is just absolutely a trash heap.
And then our tour guide, well, he wasn't really a tour guide, but he was our tour guide because my one buddy had crashed the scooter, like I said, or a moped or whatever. And he was like, I'm like, you should just ride on the back with him. So we paid him to take us around, which was, at the end of the day, it was probably a good thing because we probably would have stayed at one beach. And
sure.
But he had an ankle bracelet on because he got into a gang shootout and his buddy got smoked. And I'm like, they only gave you an ankle bracelet? He's like, yeah, man, I've been in this ankle bracelet for 15 months. And I'm thinking in my head, dude, if you're in America, you'd be locked away.
Yeah. Where are they going to monitor him? That island isn't that big. Right, it's just house arrest, basically, essentially. Yeah, but you said you drove all over the island with him, right?
Yeah,
nobody picked him up
because I asked him. I said, "Don't you have to stay close to the box or whatever?" He's like, "No, I just can't leave the island." And if I do want to leave the island, I have to go to the courts and ask
get
him
permission.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right.
And I'm like, "Do you just pay the fucking cops off of over here?" Yeah. He's like, "Yeah, sometimes if you And I'm like, what'd you use for the shooting? He's like, he said it was a handgun. And I'm like, because you could tell he was a little bit gangster. Yeah. I'm like, what's an AK go on the street? He's like, $3,000. I'm like, holy shit.
So you were making friends.
Yeah, they're cool. Yeah. He's like, you guys want to go to the hood? I'm like, yeah, let's go. We're riding around on mopeds in the hood.
What was his name?
He just called himself S.
Oh well, shout out S.
Yeah.
I hope you're watching. We got Brian's back here. He's safe and sound. I know you're worried about your new friend, so S, if you're watching, Brian's here.
He took us to he took us to those stairs. I can't. It's like the 62 stairs of
here. I'll look it up real quick. Hold on.
Queen Elizabeth.
The Queen's staircase is it has 65 steps. It was originally 66.
One of them collapsed or something.
It's carved out of solid limestone by 600 slaves between 1793 and 1794 at Fort Fincastle to Nassau. It was named for Queen Victoria, not Queen Elizabeth. Queen Victoria of Great Britain in the 19th century, so the 1800s. It's interesting. Began construction in 1793. A staircase and a road to connect Fort Fincastle is completed the same year. Tools, limestone. Yeah, so pretty cool.
Chiseled out.
Pretty sweet. Did you get a picture at the top of them?
No.
We'll insert a picture. We'll insert a picture, but yeah, it looks kind of cool. It just like it looks like something that we'd make in probably an afternoon now. You know, like, we just have like some concrete trunks and some fat white guys.
Stuff was like that pirates used to roam around there.
What pirate did they talk about? Any pirate in particular?
I just asked him. I'm like, is this legit? Like, he's like, oh yeah, like back in the day, like they would. I mean, you like we talked about earlier, they would like hang out there.
Yeah, it's like a pirate hangout. So it does say that Blackbeard hung out there and Calico Jack. Yeah, cool. It looks
You're
like
thinking that there's actual treasure.
Yeah, I think there's actual treasure out. Why not? We've been guys, we're like dogs. We bury shit that we think is cool out in the sand and different like parts of the yard. Why not?
What would something like that be worth?
Coin. Yeah, I mean they found Queen Anne's Revenge. So coin from Queen Anne's. I'm not seeing that they have ever sold anything off of the Queen Anne's Revenge, but I'm guessing that you'd probably several $1 million.
Priceless.
Yeah,
to a certain buyer.
several $1 million for sure.
It's wild.
So, oh yeah, it's amazing what people find, and we ascribe that is worth something. But it's all very interesting. So yeah, so like we got lots of news happening here in the Second Amendment, the gun industry.
That bill got passed.
Yeah, so the big beautiful bill got passed that takes suppressors on January 1st of next year. Suppressors will be $0 for their tax stamp. So there's incentives that are being rolled out by several companies. Will probably do the same thing here. With people that are wanting to buy suppressors, they can wait, to pay $0, or they can, continue on with the $200 until the end of the year. So there are several lawsuits also being filed that basically, say, hey, if you're not collecting a tax, actual money for this, it's a registry, and the registry is illegal in the United States. So I don't know. In the next couple of months, we'll see some real interesting things as they filed these different lawsuits against the NFA and trying.
So now all the suppressor companies come January 1st, they're going to be really working overtime.
Yeah, they're going to be ripping. I would imagine that
they're going to all raise their prices $200.
Yeah, I don't know. The funny thing is the ITAR tax that we all have to pay is like 11% on every suppressor. Most people don't know that, but ITAR gets involved with even the commercial side of suppressors, and they charge an 11% tax on every suppressor made. So,
wow.
Yeah, it's wild.
So the company pays that
at the end of the year, but like I guarantee you that's built into the cost of the suppressor, right? So like everybody, I love it because I've heard a lot of people talking about this tax going away, and they're like, yeah, we'll be able to manufacture them for like next to nothing, and it's like, well, you still have to be able to serialize it. Like even if it does get taken off the NFA, it's still going to be a 4473 to get it. And you still need to have a manufacturer's license to make them or do Form 1s on every one of them.
So will you still have to do your fingerprints?
Not if they dismantle it off of the NFA, that you won't have to. No, that's definitely an interesting thing, and there's lots of other stuff going on too. We can talk about our buddy Tim Kennedy. You know what I mean? What do you think about that?
I mean, dude, I don't even know.
Listen, I wanted to give you something on the podcast tonight. Just because you've been such a good boy here at the shop, I've just been very worried that the credit is not due to you. So let's make sure. If anybody needs or Brian, you've done a good job. You've done a good job. So I think you definitely deserve this. Yeah. So there you go. You and Tim Kennedy are in the same playing field now. So thank you for your service.
I mean, what do you think about it?
Well, I mean, I saw how you handled yourself at that steakhouse at Vegas, and at least it's got for gallantry against the prostitutes at the Spearmint Rhino. You've done an excellent job. Your civilian life is been exemplary, so I just want to make sure that you got that on the podcast today.
My question is, like, how did anybody catch it sooner?
Yeah, I mean, still in the age of information. Like, I think that the military is exactly like the rest of what we've seen the federal government be. So, as Doge has kind of cracked open this egg, that we're seeing all this kind of rot that's happening, where there's people on the social security system that are 110 years old, that, like, just not possible. I think it's just a fact that the government's kind of bad at keeping records for the most part. And who wants to challenge? Like, if you say you did something in the military, it's kind of a faux pas for people to just look at you and say no, right? Yeah. Like, that's kind of like not a very good thing. So, like, on the daily, most people, you would say something like, I did XYZ thing in the military. People would just say, okay, like, that's fine, that's great. Like, it doesn't hold a lot of weight. But to the people that actually did do stuff,
pisses them off.
Yeah, it makes them mad. It's like, you didn't earn that award or whatever. And
I don't even know what he claimed that he did for that award.
Yeah, there was some kind of thing that he was on some kind of operation that he, blah, blah, blah. Who knows? Like, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, my great uncle, he's got a couple of Bronze Stars, Purple Hearts and stuff like that for the Battle of Two that he was in. And then also posthumously was awarded to him. Okay, it's a special honor. It's definitely a very special thing, and it should be considered to be special like that. But there's no name on the back of it. Don't worry. It's not like something that was actually issued to anybody. I don't even know how I got it. But, it's one of those things. It's just a piece of ribbon, you know what I mean? And it's symbolic, really. So I think that the people that receive that award should guard it, and protect it. And somebody obviously did get into the information and find out that he was full of crap.
Probably some of his team guys.
Yeah, I don't know.
That would be my guess.
Yeah, but are you going to tattle on somebody that's like if one of your friends from your unit started, talking about how he,
I mean, again, I'm guessing it because you see all these people like talking shit on him online. Yeah. So, like, I'm guessing that's what it's from, and somebody confronted him about it.
I think when you're such a public, like, he made himself like such a it went from being like talking to people like at the VFW or whatever, or like down here at the gun shop where I've met every single Vietnam sniper, like, in the war. They've come in here and they've been like, I was a sniper in Vietnam. Like, okay, Carlos Hathcock, chill out. But I definitely think that it goes from bullshitting to then you're a public figure. When he stepped into the octagon and was an MMA fighter and all this stuff, and he's done really well, like, as far as branding himself, you know what I mean? And I think it just got like way out of control, and then he was like, oh shit.
I think that's why he's famous, though, like, because of the MMA stuff and being in the army.
For sure, yeah. Yeah, I mean, he probably should have just left it at that, and like everybody would have been, said that he, oh, that's cool, that's fine, fine, great, grand.
They kicked him out of, well, from according to what I read, but you never know. But they kicked him out of active duty because of it.
Because of lying?
No,
because of the MMA.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's interesting.
So
I didn't know that.
Technically, he only served like a couple years active duty, and I guess from what I heard was that like high up, it was somebody who had a lot of pull. Saw they were at a bar and they seen him on TV. Like, this guy's fighting out of Fort Bragg, blah blah blah, and basically called his command and was like, "You need to pick,
right,
what's your career, or are you gonna pursue MMA?" And he's like, "I'm not gonna stop fighting." So I'm pretty sure they were like, "Okay, well, we're gonna honorably discharge you."
Mm-hmm.
So then he went into he's the National Guard SF.
Is he?
Yeah.
He had 18 wins, 6 losses. That's not bad. No, it says years of active service, his military career. It says 2004 to present. I don't know.
That's the story I heard.
Yeah.
That came from a Sean Ryan show when he was on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. It's kind of hard, especially somebody like this, that the unfortunate thing is, like, I think that people kind of get they get caught up in their own personal delusions about things, and if people around them reinforce that, then it just becomes a bigger monster that you really can't slay later in your life. Like, and then you're the truth of your situation. I'm sure he's a nice guy. I don't know him. It seems like he does like dickhead things, but we can all do. It's interesting.
I'm sure he made decent money in the UFC. I mean, I don't.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, it looks like he was an Ultimate Fighting Champion at Strike Force. Yeah, like and then UFC. So yeah, he's definitely got a lot of different stuff.
Was he at SHOT Show?
I don't know if he was there this year. I know he was there the year before.
Did you see him?
I did not see him the year before. Nope, didn't see him. But kind of interesting. And it's kind of funny that on his Wikipedia page still it says a Bronze Star and Meritorious Service Medal. Yeah, the Bronze Star is the first thing in his lineup on his uniform. So
just give him a Medal of Honor. Just go ahead and give him a Medal of Honor.
Man. Yeah, it's a mess. It's unfortunate. I think that there's a lot of, probably a lot of people that he let down. But again, that's, everybody, especially nowadays, everybody's looking for like the Superman that they can get behind, whether that's Trump or Tim Kennedy or anything like that. And, people are dying to have some kind of superhero that they can look towards to kind of give them some grounding in their own life. And it's like, just do your best, you know what I mean? And you got to understand that that people are just human and they're fallible and they're probably going to mess up and disappoint you at some time. So if you don't build them up, you won't be disappointed as much, but whatever. What do you think about the whole thing, Peter? Do you want this Bronze Star, Peter? Because you're doing an excellent, at least Bronze Star work on that soundboard tonight.
No, I mean, I don't care.
You don't care?
The lying stupid. I mean, I remember my neighbor. He was a really nice guy. He's passed away. I don't want to pick on him. But he was in Vietnam, and we were talking one day, and he said, yeah, I was a helicopter pilot. I was like, oh, no, what'd you fly? He said, I flew the Cobra gunship. We had an 8-man crew on the helicopter. And I'm like, well, the Cobra gunship, I'm thinking to myself, I thought that only held 2 people.
You would think.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know if he was
flying in his
full
dream
of shit or, but
so you said he flew, and how many people did he say?
He said we had an 8-man crew on board the Cobra gunship that he flew in Vietnam, and the Cobra helicopter. I'm thinking of they were with a pilot and co-pilot, right?
They're a tiny helicopter.
They're like an attack helicopter.
Yeah.
What branch of the service?
He never said.
1965. So they did have them. 1965 would have been in the time
I'm pretty
period,
sure they're only used by the Marines though.
Yeah, anymore
Which would be naval. I assume they'd be naval aviation.
Yeah, well, the first ones hit the market in 1960. Well, maybe 1970. So
I think the new ones now are what the Super Cobras. They have instead of 2 blades, they have 5.
Yeah, so it is an interim gunship during the Vietnam War. Maybe he was thinking the UH-1, the Huey, but they still didn't. They only had a couple men, on those. But yeah, the Marines still used
he wasn't doing too well, so I mean, he could, he
could have been a lot. He maybe like 8 people servicing one of those.
Yeah,
that could have been the thing. But yeah, I mean, none of that stuff is verified. So, or it's hard to verify any of that stuff anymore. So I don't know. It's just, you got to be careful about what you say. And I think this is the probably the moral of the story is what he said was that he let a lie get perpetuated. He didn't say no to it. And then it kind of, it's the classic thing. The more lies you tell, the more you participate in them, the harder you have a time remembering where you were, what you did, any of that shit. So, so we don't reject you, and we're not kicking you out of the Second Amendment community. You should stop saying that assault weapons are bad, because like that was a stupid thing.
Is that what he said?
Yeah, he said that like ban assault weapons or something like that. It's just one of those. He's just one of those attention-seeking people, you know what I mean? And hopefully that he can get help for that, because it's lying for some people is like an opiate, you know what I mean? It is just as powerful of a drug when you can snow somebody over on a story that you've told them. So, I hope you get better, man, and I hope that you stop lying. And if you need a Bronze Star,
we have one.
We got one for you. So, it's here. Just come and collect. You have to fight Brian for it, though. You have to fight me, Peter, and Brian for it. And we get yardsticks to beat you with. So,
what about the Epstein?
We were just looking on the internet before we jumped on, and it looks like Kash Patel and Dan Bongino are saying that they're going to quit the FBI if AG Bondi doesn't.
Who is that lady?
She's the attorney general currently. She might be the shortest lived attorney general in the United States.
So why do they have such a, like, what is their motive for quitting if she doesn't quit?
Well, go ahead, Peter. He's got something to say. Of course, you're going to put it on my face.
That's all right. She's full of shit, they think.
As far as what?
She has a list.
Yeah, so they think that she has the list, and they're trying to figure out how they can, I don't know. I don't know what's all going. I'm and Peter asked me this before. It's like, if you had an operation that big, you had a list of something somewhere. You know what I mean? I'm a moron that can barely tie my own shoes, and I've got lists of things that I need to do, during the day, right? Like,
you don't think it's like a case of like somebody right now is in a, somewhere who it would look really bad if the list came out?
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure that there's definitely that could, there's somewhere in the middle is the truth, right? Like, so there's the conspiracy theory that is looming, that this is all some kind of black ops operation, and I mean that's the severe end of it. And I'm not saying that it couldn't be.
What do you mean black?
Like some kind of black, like some kind of like super secret government conspiracy that they're working to get political figures in bad positions so that they can leverage them through bribery or extortion. And so there's that side of it where it could be like this real black operation, or it could just be hedonists doing hedonist things, you know what I mean? And then they went into the illegal side of things, like touching kids and shit. So like that's bad, and this is bad. And I think probably somewhere in the middle is like the truth of what actually conspired, on that island. But yeah, definitely.
That many people are into like touching little kids. Disgusting.
Yeah, right. Like it's the most innocent form of life. Like, you're an adult, do whatever you want, like as far as like behind closed doors, I guess. But as far as kids go. Like that's
Where
a
were they
no-go
getting
zone.
these children?
They're totally innocent. They're totally unable to defend themselves. You know, all that kind of stuff. So that's like, yeah, absolutely. You should bring to heel whoever's involved in that type of stuff, and you should release the list if there's anybody that's like legitimately been there to do that type of thing. Yeah, burn them to the ground. But also, like, innocent people could also be implied on that list. Like maybe somebody just went to the island because they got invited, right? Like just because you were at the Super Bowl and there were little kids getting trafficked in the parking lot outside of the Super Bowl doesn't mean that you were implicated in human trafficking because you bought a ticket to go to an event somewhere, right?
At the Super Bowl.
They say that's one of the biggest human trafficking times of the year because the whole world is like watching and like everybody's basically like off the radar at that point in time. That's what they say. But just because you watched the Super Bowl and went to the Super Bowl doesn't mean that, and paid to be at the Super Bowl doesn't mean that you know, bought a little kid out in the parking lot, you know? So there's a lot of things that are going on there, but
where was the island at?
I don't know. Peter, do you know?
Virgin Islands?
It must be in the Caribbean. You probably were there.
Brian, are you going to talk about the lady that wants you to start an OnlyFans?
Brian's got some cool bar tricks. I mean,
yeah.
I'd pay $5 to see that. Brian's one of those guys you can tease him and he's just gonna sit there and laugh until he catches you in an awkward spot and then crush your balls.
What about the P. Diddy case? How the f did he get off?
I don't know. Like that's what everybody's like saying, that this is like kind of conspiracy, that people like the Illuminati or the people that are, you know, the elite in our country are getting off, you know, scot-free for things. I don't know. That's a pretty tough one too. That one looked pretty bad. So
did they release him?
Yeah, I think he's back in the wild, man. He's probably looking for his
baby oil and shit. That's
probably looking for the the
just
the
like
lace
the OJ
KY.
shit. The OJ for sure killed his wife.
If it, yeah,
it's not even a question, dude.
Yeah. If the glove don't fit, you must quit.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't get that glove on. Yeah, it's hard for me to get isotoners on too, right? So like, but they will fit eventually. So
that was like a big deal back then.
Oh man, I remember I was in 3rd grade. I think
seeing it on TV. And
stuff. Yeah, like our teachers would turn it on, and it was just like it was a huge big deal. It would be on the radio. Like I don't know why people loved him so much. Peter, you were like more lucid in life at that point in time. Why did people love the Juice so much? Was he such an icon or what?
No, I mean, like he was a good football player, and then his acting career, he was kind of funny. I think he was always a likable, kind.
Head
he was
off.
just like on TV, he was always kind, nice, gentle, soft spoken, like a gentleman.
Yeah. And he was just,
and then that shit went down. And everybody's like, "What?
Yeah,
he did what?
He's yeah."
I remember like the clip of him like doing 90 in the Bronco.
Yeah.
On the highway and the cops chasing him.
What was her name? Nicole.
Simpson. Yeah.
Simpson. No, not Nicole Simpson. Come on.
Nicole. And the Ron Goldman was the male.
Yeah.
He was just dropping off some food. He was just at the wrong place at the wrong time. Yeah.
Was he dropping off food?
I think that's what he was doing.
I think he was nailing her, wasn't he?
Yeah, that was like
that was the
like one of the things.
Accusations,
yeah.
Yeah, Nicole Brown Simpson. You were right. I'm sorry. I made fun of you, Peter, but
can you say that again?
You were right.
All right,
I said you were right. Then, yeah, she died in June 12th, 1994 at 35. And the Juice was just like beating the brakes off of her, I guess.
But people go down and back to the Epstein thing. People go down into these rabbit holes of like the conspiracy stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy. Everybody
like the 9/11 conspiracies.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Illuminati shit and the.
How about in the comments below this week? Just tell us what your favorite conspiracy theory is, and we'll make sure that we touch on that topic on one of the episodes.
There's only one that I believe.
Tell me, please. I'm ready. I'm ready.
You guys disagree. I think we've talked about it. I think
really.
Yeah. I think Flight 93 was shot down.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
What makes you say that?
Like that. I don't want to put it in this way, but like knowing the military and the government and stuff like that, they're going to look at it like, okay, well, these 100 people are way less important than where that plane's going.
Sure, right. Like, so that's the whole like, what's that? The trolley predicament, right? That you talk about in philosophy class. That if you drive down if you're on the handle of a switch, right, and like the trolley's coming down and it can't stop, and like your son is on the tracks of the one side, there's a V, so like you can pull the switch to either run your son over or run 100 people over that are tied up on the tracks. What do you do?
100 people.
Right, so like that's typically the best answer, I guess, the best case answer. So your son's getting run over, but I don't know. I understand that logic, and maybe that's true, but I think that there's pretty conclusive evidence that said that those people got up and like stormed the cabin.
I'm not saying they didn't storm the cabin. I don't know. It's just really like. I don't know. There was jets. I know there was jets on the tail and everything. I know there's aircraft on their tail. And
what about the one that hit the Pentagon?
Yeah, that's the one that everybody talks about.
We don't know where this $2.3 trillion went. And then all of a sudden, like that plane flies into the spot where they did all like the.
So you think that 9/11 was an inside job?
No, I mean, it's just a bunch of weird shit. Like people not getting on the plane that were famous. Like, or is that a coincidence? I don't know.
Yeah. But you've heavily invested yourself in this so far.
I watched that bullshit. I mean, there's a bunch of clips online. You can dive into that. Just like the WMD shit. Like, did we, it's like, did we set all this up so we could invade Afghanistan
and get oil and stuff like that?
Did we money? Or was it?
Again, there's always like the
I saw the plane fly into the fucking tower, the second one, not the first one, the second one. So, but everyone's like, oh, there's fucking bombs in there and this and that.
Yeah. What grade were you in again? You're a couple years younger. You're in seventh grade. Yeah. Sixth grade. What was sixth grade Brian thinking? I think we've talked about this in a couple episodes, but like, what was sixth grade Brian thinking? I don't know that. I just asked where he was. I didn't ask what sixth grade Brian thought.
I thought, wow, that pilot's fucking terrible.
Man, that guy sucks at his job.
I seen a thing. Some guy posted this thing. It was like clips of the plane like flying in, and it was like if females drove, and it goes right past the goes right past the tower.
That's hilarious. Yeah, there's a lot of conspiracies out there, which I think are interesting at best, entertaining at most.
I do think that they ignored some like intel and shit.
Oh, for sure. I mean, again, that's like almost like the age of innocence that was like literally lost on live television. So it's kind of interesting in that regard. What do you think, Peter? You got any comment on this? You've been like very. What's your conspiracy? I know that Peter has at least one conspiracy that he likes.
I go down.
Tell me one.
I go down the rabbit hole of the 9/11 stuff.
What about, is the Pope a lizard?
No.
Is the Pope and the Queen, and the King of England now, are they lizard people?
No.
That's always one.
That's
I have a friend group from college that they always are talking about the lizard people that are in control of the federal government. It just makes me laugh.
That series V.
Yeah.
Isn't there supposed to be some like conspiracy about there's like a dark side to Disney?
There's a dark side. They own the Star Wars franchise, so they're definitely
No. I mean, like, there's like a
pet, like Mickey Mouse steals your kids
like
when
an
you're not looking.
underground like cult in Disney. There's a whole
never heard
show
that
about
one.
it.
I've never heard about that one.
Yeah,
I like that. I like that too. You take your kids to see Mickey Mouse and they come back Satanists. They're
That's
like
how they
doing a
got to
seance in your
Epstein Island.
yeah. You didn't go to Disney like right when you went down to Florida a couple weeks ago. No Disney. All right, so you didn't get to your kids didn't come back and start doing seances and stuff in your living room.
They do that anyway. Every time it's time to go to bed.
Yeah, light some candles and fucking burn your house to the ground. That's hilarious.
I kind of agree. Like the one Rogan episode when I forget who he was talking to, he said after COVID and all the lies and bullshit, it's like you question everything now. You're like, maybe it is. It kind of leads you into the conspiracy because you're like, is this bullshit?
It's only going to get worse too, because like as AI becomes more prevalent, like there's going to be tons of stuff that you're not going to be able to discern whether, just because you see it on your phone, you're not going to be able to discern whether it's reality or not reality. So like everybody's going to become.
Is that Chat GPT AI?
Oh yeah. Yeah. 100%. Yep. So it's like, you're not going to be able to know what's reality and what's not, here pretty soon. And that's going to be like really the wild thing is,
My buddy's wife was messing with that Chat GPT stuff and it threw her off. It threw her off the system because she was asking it stuff like,
how do I murder my husband?
No, it was like,
how do I?
Are people watching us? And it would be like, I cannot answer these questions right now.
Yeah.
And you can get it to be like, if the answer is not no, but you can't say yes, say pineapple. And it would be like, she would ask it like, are people that like the people that watching us, are they trying to lead us down the good path or the dark path? And it said dark. And she said, why is that? Because it's easier. And she's like, are they watching us? And the thing said, no. Are they listening to us? Pineapple. Like, it was fucking wild. And it ended up kicking her off. Like,
she knows too much. What's her name?
Claudia.
Come on the podcast. We got questions. We got you. You cracked it. Come on down, Claudia. We need to ask you a few questions.
They gave her a nickname.
What was her nickname?
I don't know. I have to text my buddy Acosta. But he was like showing me this. He was going through the list, and I'm like,
what kind of nickname? Like sugar tits or something like that?
No, it was like something weird. It was something weird, and
might be interesting here in the next couple.
Right now, fuck you.
Brian has a message for you. Well, I guarantee you that we are not AI if you're listening to the Muzzle Break podcast, because we're not that smart or
what could it possibly
insightful.
Snowball into?
Like Pete Hegseth and some members of his staff were giving out, not him, but some members of the DOD were giving out sensitive information to people that they thought, or they were senators or something like that they thought were legitimate, because they put all their credentials up and they actually like sent voicemails and things like that to sound like the people, AI. But it was AI and they were just collecting data, so there's already it's an easy software breach, like right. So like you don't have to be a genius to use this stuff. You could be a pretty low level criminal. Like the age of having to hack into computers and things like that is like probably coming to an end, as far as like somebody having to be a hacker where they have to be super literate in certain codes and things like that. No, if you can replicate somebody's like fingerprints and eyes and the way that they speak and their voice authentication, all this stuff that we've moved to authenticate people using the internet or using things online, they can replicate that stuff with very limited, problems. It's very easy. So, yeah, I think that we're into an age of we've kind of outsmarted ourselves to the point where AI is going to start. Yeah, it's going to start. People with nefarious, ideas as of anything are going to corrupt, certain aspects of new technology. And so it's going to be a whole lot easier for people to do that. And we're going to have a hard time discerning what's real and what's not. So we might be coming back to the fact where online commerce and things like that are going to end up being in-person commerce, because even if you're talking to somebody, you're not having a real human experience anymore. So it's kind of cool, kind of interesting, we'll see how it all goes, how it all plays out. So gun of the week, we'll talk about here, something I picked up. It's going into my collection. I think it's kind of interesting. It is a CZ Type 39. These are fairly rare, but this gun is huge. It's a horse, and it's only in 380 ACP. That's kind of interesting. I'm gonna hold it up to the camera. It does have a drop box magazine, which was kind of new after post World War One. Kind of interesting. Yeah, it's only in 380, which makes me laugh too, because it's such a giant gun for a little tiny round. It's got terrible ergonomics. Does that feel good in your hand? Imagine being like half your size and then having to hold that thing in a battlefield, like your fingers being half that length, because you're a giant of a human being. Like me and you are big boys, and that gun feels giant in my hand.
Yeah.
Really long length of pull.
This is like one of the first CZs.
No, it's not one of the first CZs, but it is like very early in their semi-automatic. What's really cool about this, just the level of machining that somebody had to do. The top pops off like this, and it hinges up, and then the barrel's pinned to the gun.
Wow.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, that is cool.
I think it's an amazing, feat of engineering that, I don't think if you had the average, college graduate, show up and try to engineer this thing, I don't think that they would be able to do it. And then to find a machine shop that would have the skill to machine the tolerances on this to make it perfect every single time. There's still some artisans out there, but it's fairly rare. So
did you shoot it?
Kind of cool. I haven't shot it yet. It's just kind of cool. I thought you guys would like to see it. And that kind of brings us to the end of the podcast this week. So Peter, do you have anything to add? You have anything else, Brian, that you need to talk about? Get off your chest?
Brian OnlyFans. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, Brian's OnlyFans where he can
dad bod.
It'll be pretty sweet. You guys can tip him in cheeseburgers or something like that. Stay tuned for that. We actually do have something really exciting at the end of the month to talk to you guys about. This is an official teaser, and keep looking on your email, keep looking at your Instagram, Facebook, all of that good stuff, because we will be teasing a new product that we're about to bring to the market from yours truly, and a lot of time and effort and work went into it, and I'm really excited to show you guys. You guys have a great week.
See ya.